If somebody say I'm like Islam, like almost same like Khabib, I agree with this. I wanna be like Khabib, you know. He's great man, you know. He's still humble guy. He's coming to USA without his family.
Every once in a while, a fighter comes along who doesn't just aim to win titles, but to carry forward a legacy. And in the world of UFC, one name stands out as the successor to greatness: Islam Makhachev. In a recent interview, Islam opened up about something that melted the hearts of fight fans around the world. He didn't dodge the comparisons. He didn't get annoyed when people said he's the next Khabib. He embraced it, and he said it loud and clear.
If somebody say I'm like Islam, like almost same like Khabib, I agree with this. I wanna be like Khabib, you know.
I want to be like Khabib. But what does that truly mean? Why does Islam hold Khabib in such high regard, not just as a fighter, but as a person? Let's break down the emotional story behind that one powerful sentence and why it's sending shockwaves through the MMA community. In the interview, Islam was asked a question that he's probably heard 100 times before. Do you get tired of being compared to Khabib? Do you want to have your own identity? Now, a lot of fighters might get annoyed at this. No one likes being seen as a copy of someone else, especially in a sport where individuality and self-expression mean everything. But Islam didn't flinch. He smiled and said something that caught everyone off guard. If somebody say I'm like Islam, almost same like Khabib. I agree with this. He didn't say this out of pressure. He wasn't saying it because the media tells him to. He said it because he means it. To Islam, being like Khabib isn't a burden. It's a goal. Why? Because Khabib isn't just a champion in the cage. He's a champion of values, discipline, and humility. And Islam is striving for all of that. Islam didn't just praise Khabib's fighting style. He went far beyond that. He described a side of Khabib that many fans never get to see. Khabib is a UFC Hall of Famer, undefeated, dominant, and respected across the world. But Islam reminded everyone that there's a lot more to Khabib than gold belts and highlight reels. Islam shared that when their team travels to the United States for training camps, away from their families, their homes, their comfort, Khabib shows up every time, not to fight, not for money, but simply to help. He explained that Khabib rents huge houses for the team. He rents multiple cars, pays for everything out of his own pocket, and takes no money in return. He's not doing it for the cameras or the clout. He's doing it out of loyalty and brotherhood. He comes to the USA without his family. He stays here 1 or 2 months just to help. He pays for everything. Nobody pays. He pays for everything, Islam said emotionally. It's not just about training. It's about sacrifice. And that's the version of Khabib, the one behind the scenes, the one who gives back. Islam could have easily said, I want to win as much as Khabib, or I want to retire undefeated like him. But instead, he focused on who Khabib is as a person. In a sport filled with trash talk and ego battles, Islam sees Khabib's humility as his greatest trait. Even after everything Khabib has achieved, championships, money, global fame, he remains grounded. And that's the legacy Islam wants to carry forward. He even mentioned how people don't know half of what Khabib has done for their team. That behind all the victories and belts is a man who quietly lifts everyone else up. Islam said, I cannot explain to you about Khabib because he do a lot of stuff, but nobody knows this. This wasn't just admiration, it was gratitude. He ended the interview by saying what many fighters in his camp likely feel. We all have to tell him, thank you. Islam isn't trying to be a carbon copy of Khabib. He's writing his own chapter in the Dagestani story, but with the same values. Their styles are similar. Both are Sambo masters with relentless grappling and unmatched pressure. But more importantly, they share the same code. Family first, faith over fame, team over ego. It's rare in modern MMA to find athletes who are more focused on building each other up than tearing each other down. But that's what makes Islam and Khabib's relationship special. It's not about rivalry, it's about responsibility. Khabib paved the road. Islam is walking it. Islam is already doing more than just dreaming about being like Khabib. He's living it. He's the reigning UFC lightweight champion, and his performances have left fans and analysts in awe. His technique, control, and focus inside the octagon show that he's not just a follower. He's a leader in the making. But even as he climbs higher, he hasn't forgotten where he came from. He stays humble, trains hard, and continues to put his team first. Just like Khabib. What's even more telling? Khabib isn't just watching from afar. He's still in Islam's corner, still coaching, still guiding. And in many ways, he's passing the torch. Not because his time is done, but because he trusts Islam to carry it forward with honor. Both Khabib and Islam hail from the rugged mountains of Dagestan, a region known for its toughness, discipline, and loyalty. In their culture, strength isn't just about muscles or records. It's about character. That's why this quote from Islam hits so hard, because when he says he wants to be like Khabib, he's not just talking about MMA, he's talking about becoming a pillar of his community. A man who gives without expecting. A man who helps even when no one is watching. In many ways, Khabib became a role model not just for Dagestani fighters, but for the entire Muslim world. And now, Islam Makhachev is walking that same path. With the same pride, fans are loving Islam's honesty. In a world where many fighters talk about money, legacy, and being the GOAT, Islam's words hit differently. He's not chasing flashy things, he's chasing meaning. That's why the video of his interview has been going viral. It's not just about what he said, it's about how genuine it felt. You could see the emotion in his eyes, the weight behind his words. This wasn't a press statement. This was a heartfelt tribute to a man who changed his life. So when Islam Makhachev says, "I want to be like Khabib," he's not trying to live in someone else's shadow. He's trying to shine the same light that once guided him. He's fighting for something bigger than belts, bigger than fame. He's fighting for values, for loyalty, for brotherhood. And if this is what the future of MMA looks like, then the sport is in very good hands. As fans, we aren't just watching a great fighter rise, we're watching a legacy evolve, one humble step at a time.